The Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code HGP. Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I'm your host, Ryan Gilbert. Joining me tonight is my co-host, Joel Meyer. How are we doing tonight, Joel?
Doing all right. Just recovering from yet another great weekend of sports. I missed out on anything going on Sunday night. I guess the LA Dodgers were playing or some bullshit, but no, nothing going on then. But that's okay because we had a hell of a final round at the U.S. Open. For once I would have had a winning tournament there, a winning major in terms of my pre-tournament bets with the matchups doing well, nationality bets, the miss the cut bets. We're all working out, but I had to get involved in the outrights, of course. And yeah, I started out betting a lot of Victor Hovland, and he couldn't make a putt. John Rahm, he had a slight chance if chaos continued and if he made a couple more putts, but he birdied the last three holes. But before that, it was just again, miss. And that was the story of his entire tournament. And Scotty Scheffler, I bet him too. And the same kind of thing, hoping that he could get hot down the back nine. But again, missing all these makeable putts, and one guy who didn't miss his putts was JJ Spawn, who was, I believe, finished second in terms of putting, and a very surprising winner. I have no idea what his odds were, but they had to have been like 150 to 1 at least. No, more like 200s. The guy was totally off everyone's radar. He came out of nowhere. And yeah, sometimes you get a weird winner, and unfortunately that was him. I was betting everyone else, so I didn't think that he was going to win. I didn't have Burns. I didn't have Adam Scott. But everyone else around there, Ortiz, Hatton, Hovland, Scheffler, like I mentioned, I had them all, and they all collapsed. So the course won. Like if it wasn't for that massive putt that Spawn made on 18, we would have had a par finish, or even par. He would have won by with McIntyre. Oh, I also bet him too. He finished +1 as the runner-up. But yeah, it was a great tournament and a hell of a watch. You like to see them struggle, see how they perform mentally, because that was the real story. Just guys just falling apart mentally the whole tournament because it's so tough, that course, especially with the rain on the final day. Like Burns in the puddle. And he collapsed big way mentally when he wouldn't get the favorable ruling, and just fell apart. And but a hell of a fun watch though.
Yeah, I mean, I said it before. It seems like live betting golf is the way to go. See who's having a good round. Maybe
not this time.
Maybe not this time, but he was 150 to 1 as I see here, JJ.
Oh, really? No, I thought it'd be longer.
Maybe not too long. Yeah, the only guy under par, par or under. So that's he deserves to win it then. So good for him there. Not much else going on last night. There was a big trade in baseball. Rafael Devers going from the Red Sox to the San Francisco Giants. That's a big blockbuster there, especially for June. Not anywhere near the trade deadline. But Saturday night we had Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. Panthers 5-2 in kind of a slogfest there early on. We'll get into that. I'll make sure you guys are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. We got potentially our last game here we're talking about on Tuesday night. Maybe we'll see a Game 7 on Friday night. But on Saturday night, it was Panthers. Panthers got it early. Marchand got the opening one. Sam Bennett. Of course, those two guys are now the Conn Smythe, not co-favorites. I guess Bennett is the favorite, and Marchand's the second guy then. And then Marchand's second goal, just jumping around Jake Wallman, just an incredible goal for him there. Oilers pushed back late, were able to get very, very sneaky over there after a 2-0 game going into the third period. But it was, quick turnaround with travel, and that definitely benefited the deeper team.
Right. Yeah. That total was the first one I think was really lucky. You could say game 3 when Panthers scored those late goals in the playoff because the Oilers just couldn't stay out of the penalty box. But even that one, there were plenty of chances. The game 5 was the lowest event game by far, pretty sure. The Panthers, they really locked it in defensively and capitalized on their chances because the Oilers were pretty good defensively as well. But like you mentioned, Marchand there, both of his goals coming off the face-off, just anticipating the play, just using his intelligence there to get those goals. And just beautiful conversions as well. And the Oilers just couldn't convert until it was too late in the third period. So great defensive effort by the Panthers. Pissed off after blowing that game 4. You knew they were never going to blow that game once they got 2-0. It was they just locked it down. Like Oilers came out hot. Like first 5 minutes, they had some chances, but after that, it was just shut down. All Panthers.
Yeah, Oilers had a lot of good chances early. I rewatched some of the highlights today. Get kind of reacclimated with the game. And Connor Brown in the opening minute, McDavid had that great chance early on that got blocked. Draisaitl, that bad angle shot that hit the outside of the net, and the fans and announcers thought it went in there. But Bobrovsky.
I thought it went too because the crowd
did I.
went wild.
Yeah. It looked like it did, but clearly from the other angle, it hit the outside of the net. And it was a very low event game. Go back to game 3. There were only 33 minutes at 5-on-5. Oilers had 37 shot attempts. And then game 5, 47 minutes at 5-on-5. They had 35 shot attempts. So 2 fewer shot attempts and 14 more minutes of 5-on-5 play. Just a perfect road game for the Panthers. Set I believe, a road record for most wins in one playoff run. It seems like they just enjoy going on the road, silencing crowds, and like you said, we knew in game 5 they were not going to blow that lead after they blew it in game 4. And realistically, game 5's what game 4 should have been like. But I don't know if Oilers did capitalize on some of those chances there in game 4 in the second period, and then only scoreless period of regulation was the second period of game 5. So, credit to the Panthers for keeping the Oilers off the board there.
Right. Yeah. It's funny. 2-3 years ago, the Panthers were like the worst good team on the road, and they were so good at home. But now it's like not the opposite because they're still very good at home, but their road form is just taking another level. So they figured something out. That's part of being a winning playoff team. Of course, you have to win on the road in those hostile environments, and they've clearly proven they could do that. So, that's why they are likely at this point going to be back-to-back champions. But still a lot to say about that. I'm sure the Oilers will. Yoda bit right there.
Yeah, they've been great in the first period in this series, outscoring the Oilers 11-4. A few 2-0 leads there. Second period has been 5-5, and then third period has been 6-5 for the Panthers there. So they get their leads early, and they either hold on to them, or the Oilers come back and the Panthers come back again, or get a little bit to be back and forth there. But getting deeper in the series, we cashed our over 5.5 bets, 5.5 games bet. Hopefully no game gets 10 goals in these final 1 or 2 games here. But Panthers have a chance to clinch the Stanley Cup at home. So they're heavy favorites to do that. Let's get those odds up on the screen here. Tuesday night, game 6, 8 o'clock. We've got the Edmonton Oilers plus 130 at the Florida Panthers minus 155. The total is 6.5 over at plus 100 with the under at minus 120 here. And I just don't see why the Panthers are minus 155. Like, sure, they won a good road game on a quick turnaround with travel there. That's going to benefit them. But Connor McDavid, he has to do something, right? Like, he hasn't done anything in Florida. Barkov and Forsling just completely shutting him down. I think last game, like Draisaitl and McDavid only had 2 shots each, 4 shot attempts each. They're just not getting much on net, and the Panthers' depth has been incredible. So yeah, I do think they win this one, but minus 155, implying over 60% chance. I don't know if you can say that here in Game 6.
Yeah, I mean, is that 60%?
I think minus 150 is 60%.
Minus 150, 6%. Okay.
Yeah.
Seems a little high, but I'm not very good at converting the lines to percentages off the back of my head. Top of my head. Back of my hand.
Back of my head.
All right. Good start. Yeah, I've been saying this all series long that the Oilers being a little disrespected by the market, especially on the road. But and I would bet the Oilers, but the Panthers have clearly been the better team, and the Oilers just these slow starts have been killing them. Like they're only good when they got their backs to the wall, but that applies in a macro sense as well, because now their backs are truly against the wall in the elimination game, and we saw how great they were when they had the Panthers last year when they had the 3-0 series lead, and the Oilers just ripped off 3 straight wins fairly comfortably. I thought that they were the better team in those games for the most part, and so for that reason, I can't bet the Panthers, even though I think that they might deserve being minus 55 on the balance of the series. I mean, the Oilers have led for like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
Both their wins came in overtime. The Panthers won 2 games fairly comfortably. And yeah, so Panthers have deserved the market left in this case, even if I don't have these teams that far apart in terms of their overall rating. So I'm not betting the side here, but call me ballsy, but I'm thinking we zag here and go with the under. We finally see fewer goals, because that Game 5, like we were talking about, how defensively oriented it was, how it was lucky to go over, and we'll probably get Stu Skinner back in net for the Oilers, and we've seen how he responds after losing the net. And yeah, so I expect a good game from him. Bobrovsky, we know about him in the big moments. So yeah, the under 6.5 there, I think it's pretty good, but especially later in the series. You'd think that they would call for fewer penalties. They have been calling fewer penalties the last couple of games, and yeah, things will be a little bit more tense on the ice as well, as nobody wants to make a mistake and all that. So under 6.5 would be my favorite bet for Game 6.
Yeah, I got the cup in the building there. Going to be extra nerves on both sides. And yeah, late in the series, they're only calling the egregious, high sticking, delay of game, too many men, the stuff they have to call, the stuff that you can easily look at and be like, all right, that's a penalty. Like, get away with clutching and grabbing, getting away with cross checking and whatnot. So, shouldn't be too many power plays there. Yeah, I'm probably not going to play a total. I would probably look to the under though with you. Yeah, Skinner coming back in. Bob has been pretty great in net for the Panthers there, so that is a look there. But if I like the Panthers, I wouldn't mind taking them on the puck line plus 160. Potential clinching game here. Edmonton's going to pull the goalie early, especially given how they are not really generating much at 5-on-5. They need that 6-on-5 to get that goal. So that's also kind of why I'm wary of betting the under. It could be like a 3-2 game and they pull the goalie twice, and then it's goes from 5 goals to 7 goals like that. So that's always a hesitation there in the playoffs, especially in a Stanley Cup Final game like this. But Panthers puck line plus 160. If you want to, go up a little bit, minus 2.5 is going to be not offered here, apparently. Our alternate puck line, minus 2.5 plus 260.
How did half? Because if they're doing the pull goalie thing, you just because they're going to be down 3 goals, they're still going to pull them.
Yeah, minus 2.5 plus 260.
If that's not factored in the line, I'm not sure if it is or not, but yeah, that's how I would look. But yeah, I would play it the same way. I think the Panthers, if they win, they're going to win by margin, and if the Oilers win, it's going to be a close one. So Oilers in overtime, something like that for the 3rd time this series. But yeah, I think you're on the right track there.
Yeah, I mean, you're still getting plus 310 for the draw. I saw it as high as plus 350 for Game 5, so that could be an option there. Team total for the Panthers over 3.5 minus 105. Maybe a little bit. Oilers over 2.5 minus 150 over 3.5 plus 160. Don't really see any anything worth betting there. But if you do like the Oilers, I'm not sure how many books offer this. I know DraftKings does here. Team to win from behind. You can get the Oilers at 3-1. Like that just seems like if they, it's. I went over the first period goal differential earlier. Like if they win, it just feels like it's going to be from behind. I don't think they have what it takes to hold a lead, and they're not going to be plus 300 on the money line unless they go down at least 2. It has to be at least 2. So, either win from behind plus 300. If you're going to be watching the game, have a live betting opportunity, that could be better as well. Then you can go with the flow of the game and whatnot there. You see here to go to overtime, plus 285. But if you look on the 3-way money line, it's plus 310. So make sure you check all the different markets here for all these different things. You can do a game parlay also, the first period regulation. Panthers is plus 230. I don't hate that. And, if you're looking the other way, Panthers Oilers 16-1, Panthers overtime 11-1. Could be a way to get some longer odds there if you don't want to have to lay the minus 150, or if you don't want to have to see what's happening in the first period. Some options there, whichever way you want to play it.
Sounds good.
All right, we are brought to you by Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas is giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for their stay. You get a limo ride from the airport, a $5,000 tab for stadium swim, and a hotel stay for the entire 12-person league. You can always get 15% off all the Circa properties with promo code SGP15. Enter the ultimate fantasy football contest for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That is sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. And we're brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including the Stanley Cup Final and NBA Finals. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, easy deposit, and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Right. Yeah, we have Catfish in the chat. Appreciate the shout out there. Panthers in 6. Yeah, Panthers in 6 looking good. Panthers in 6 or Oilers in 7. I think that's how it's going to go here. You do have the series markets. Panthers minus 350. Oilers plus 280. You got some most goals, most point stuff as well here. But what are your thoughts on the series market? Let me do it. I'll calculate the parlay cash out for the Oilers while you're talking.
The parlay cash out. Okay.
Well, like the rollover. Like if you do Oilers game, yeah.
Well, you know what? What's better is you just Dutch Draisaitl and McDavid for the Conn Smythe and see if that's better than the series price.
Because they're plus 750 and plus 800 here. So
especially if you shop around, I think you'll get a better price than plus 280. You could do that. But the series winner. I mean, it's I think Game 7 is going to be toss up. I know you'd figure that the Oilers win Game 7 at home. They have all the advantages, but it's going to be a war. It's going to be a coin flip there in Edmonton. So I wouldn't bet the series winner. I mean, unless you get a good price there with the two Conn Smythe guys, Draisaitl and McDavid, or if you just play risky and you just play one of them. And I think Draisaitl might be a little better than McDavid at this point.
Yeah, I think Draisaitl. I mean, his best odds I'm seeing are plus 750. McDavid's are 8-1, so they're pretty much tied. McDavid plus 650 at some books there, but I feel like Draisaitl has it now. But it all comes down to who shows up in Game 6 and 7 if the Oilers are able to turn it around. I'm seeing. Dutching it would be 3 plus 337, a parlay calculator of 130, and then minus 110 in Game 7 would be a 339. So
they're not going to be minus 110.
What do you think it's going to be?
Well, weren't they? Well, I guess they did get bet against in Game 5, but I think that they would get a little more home ice advantage considering it's the Game 7. Get minus 115, minus 120.
So I'll do minus 120. Minus 120 is 322, so a lot better than the 280 that
there you go.
DraftKings is offering for the series, and then you have options if you want to wait it out, you want to put some Conn Smythe down, you can do that. So as we've said,
I've been wrong about like the line movement all series long. So for what I know, well, would be even money. But
yeah,
I think they got to be a little more favored than they were in Game 5.
Yeah, especially now where there's so much money, like the sharp money getting in there early.
And it's because Pickard was starting. That's why they're getting faded. So with Skinner and that's you'll get a better line, or Oilers be favored by more.
Yeah, Oilers were. I think this is the closing line cover shows -108 game 5 and -104, -114 games 2 and game 1. So I don't think they'll be more than -120. That's what they were in game 6 last year, -123 at home there. So don't think they'll get more than that.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before let's just get into the Conn Smythe thoughts?
Sure. Yeah, this market never ceases to amaze the way the things are going. With Marchand scoring twice, Bennett's responding. He's scoring the second goal. So yeah, that at this point, I was thinking, Bennett would still be the guy considering he has so many fucking goals and he broke the road record goals already. But all I'm hearing afterwards is just Marchand. Like, especially today, listening to podcasts, everybody is talking him up. I don't hear a lot about Sam Bennett. So if that's reflected in any way among the 15 to 20 voters, I'm not sure how many, but there are this year. But there were 16 last year, and yeah. So Marchand, I think if I had to bet between those two guys, I would bet him right now, just considering what I'm hearing, and I'm also loving that the people that were defending and advocating for Bobrovsky, Conn Smythe are all now just admitting their defeat. Like, okay, so even those guys, those idiots, are giving up on him. But yeah, certain book has 100-1. I mean, I don't recommend that as a bet. I don't think he wins, but I've been wrong before. So 100-1, why not? I bet some Bobrovsky now.
I mean, these legals, have come down to 75-1, 50-1. Like you said, 100-1 is still out there, but he was like 125-1, like even a few days ago. So there is, I guess, a path for him. I know NHL.com had an article of like, who do you think is going to win it? And some of the people just like stuck with the people they predicted earlier just to, be a little bit stubborn, I feel like. But I think
they all had McKinnon winning the part too. So what do they know?
Yeah, but only way I see it is if it's a shutout, I could see Bob getting some of the votes, especially with how spread out the scoring is. If it's like a 3-1 game, Marchand and Bennett don't do anything, like maybe he gets some of the votes, because you have to think about how these writers are going to split them, and like, are they talking about who they're going to vote for? Is that why they're talking about it in the media? Bennett -150, Marchand is +410. Draisaitl 750, McDavid 8-1, Bob 75-1, and then I got a shout out. I forgot who said it in the deep dive Discord, but he said Sam Bennett could have the Conn Smythe in his hand, and you guys would still bet Barkov 100-1. And we would.
He's 360-1 there.
Yeah. He has 360-1 here. 3-point game. He gets all the credit for shutting down McDavid. Go ahead. There are worse bets.
Like I said, there's only 15 to 20 voters. Let's say Bobrovsky gets a couple. Let's say Marchand gets a few. Let's say Bennett gets a few. And Barkov gets all the second place votes plus a few first place votes. Stranger things have happened, and you're not paying a lot of money there at 360-1. That's the best odds there. So I had to put a little more down, 250-1. I'm gonna be a fucking millionaire if he wins the Conn Smythe. But yeah, I mean, I still think that he's the deserving winner, but it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what the voters think, and they probably disagree. But at this point, at these long odds, just why not? Why not a little bit more?
Yeah, and at an NHL.com article, there were 9 different staffers had their picks. One person had Barkov, 2 had Bennett, 2 had Bob, 1 had Draisaitl, 3 had Marchand. So it's split. It's up in the air. Like, and if you get Edmonton voter voting for Draisaitl, McDavid, and Evan Bouchard again, like anything can happen.
Yeah. Maybe he'll give Barkov the credit for shutting down their best players. But I think, no, what was funny in that article was a couple guys had either outcome, so it doesn't matter who wins.
Yeah. Bob either outcome and Draisaitl either outcome. Like
makes no fucking sense to me.
Yeah,
okay. The Oilers win the cup. Give it to
Bobrovsky. Well, part of our argument was like, oh, Bob should have got it last year. So he's going to get it this year. It's like,
I'm not reading anything to that article. Those guys are clowns.
No, I'm not either. But you have to, though. You kind of have to be like, all right, what are people thinking? What is the public thinking? What are like the mainstream media thinking? I did notice on Twitter earlier, Jay Fresh put out the 5-on-5 scoring chance contribution leaders in the Stanley Cup Final. Marchand, Luosterainen in there, 1-2, McDavid 3, then Barkov 4. Like Barkov's getting the chances. He's helped create a few goals that he didn't get points for, and he's up there in the points lead. Like if he has a 2-3 point game, low scoring game, anything can happen. Anything can happen at 360 to 1.
I saw dealing in the chat there. They probably had Dostal winning the Vezina. Yeah, because that was Dilly's bet. That's the inside joke there. Yeah. But you know what? If he's going to win the Vezina, it could be this year. You know, he's a lot shorter odds now. But I don't know. I've been looking at ways to play the Ducks, and that's on my radar. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, well, we'll get into some 20, 25, 26 futures. Once the series is over, look at some draft stuff as well. So either later this week or early next week at some point. I guess let's just go to the odds here. The best bet right now, if like listeners are coming in, just want to place a bet, probably Marchand 4-1. Like I feel like he does have some steam. If he scores again, especially a big goal, he can take over for Bennett. But if you want to throw a few bucks on those long shots that we talked about, Bob and Barkov, that would be my my next best thing. I don't think Bennett is worth it at minus odds.
No, I mean I did bet more Bennett just because I thought that he would get all the steam, but he did not. It's Marchand for good reason because everyone is talking him up. So yeah, I think that Marchand is the bet right now.
Yeah, so that's the Conn Smythe market there. We'll see if there's a game 7. What will be going into it. Right. We are also brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is going long for the NBA Finals with their extender bonus. Hop in, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. Sign up with promo code HGP to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code HGP. And of course, Rhythm has their power trends, AI detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. Think about a prop that wins 60% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Power trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. Download the Rhythm app, check out power trends, and start betting smarter. You know we will be. Get your 7-day free trial, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. Okay, Joel. Anything else here hockey-wise to talk about? Any draft stuff you have off the top of your head? I can't pull up any odds because I don't have it in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I've got a bunch of bets, a lot of movements, so some of them can't really give out. But one thing I'm pretty confident in is the goalie, Joshua Ravensburger. I can't remember now. But
Ravensburger.
He's the elite goalie prospect in this class, and his line is currently 25.5 or thereabouts. So I still like that to go over. I think the earliest he goes is 26 there. Everyone's picking him to go to the Preds, to replace Askarov, and the Predators do like to develop goalie talent there. So that makes a lot of sense, especially with the age of Saros now. Over 25.5 for Ravensburger is probably my favorite bet at this moment. We got some good stuff though. Like Brady Martin, shout out to Archer. He was on this early under 8.5, top 5 big numbers. So that's looking good. But yeah, I hear a lot of this happens every year, but especially this year where people are saying like expect the unexpected. Could be some crazy guys going in the top 10. So I would counsel not going too heavy this early because a lot can change, especially in the NHL where nobody knows anything anyway. It's like the NFL; it's so well covered, so many insiders. There's a lot more intel that gets out, whereas the NHL is truly chaotic and nobody knows anything.
Yeah, I mean, the Flyers have pick 5, so I've been podcasting about that a bit. They also have pick 22, and then the Oilers pick. So I do like that Ravensburgen pick. I would not be upset if the Flyers took him with their last pick. But yeah, the Predators, he's been mocked there a few times. I got the odds up here now on my bookie. Brady Martin under 8.5 at minus 330. You got to hope maybe they take that down to 7.5, make it bettable. Desnoyers under 4.5. I think he goes 4 if you can find like exact position. I think he's around even money for that. McQueen's interesting because he's someone that a team could take a big swing at early, so possibly under 8.5. But I feel like he does go right in that 9, 10, 11 range.
He should go under 8.5, but he's got back issues, and that's always a red flag. So I bet a little over 8.5, but I'm not super confident in that one.
No, and they got some head to heads here. Kashawn Aitchison versus Jackson Smith was interesting to me there with Aitchison minus 200, Smith 150. But the more I read into it, the more it seemed like those odds might be accurate. Maybe a bit high there, but not anything I really like. You got these other guys in the 20s. Victor Eklund 11.5. Carter Bear under 14.5. That might be a look. I know he had injuries, but he's been a late riser. James Hagen's over 5.5, minus 360. 4.5. Yes. You got Ravensburgen right there, 25.5. Over under at minus 117.
Great big there.
Fourth overall pick, Caleb Desnoyers, plus 175. That would be how I would play the Desnoyers bet if you wanted to bet that.
Not bad. Brady Martin though 2-1 there. That came down a lot.
Geez, who has the fourth overall pick? I should definitely know this. Utah does. Right. I could see.
Somebody must have traded it to them. That's their only pick in the first round too. So I can't remember what happened there. But
they won the lottery. They went up 10 slots.
That's why. Okay, that makes sense.
So therefore, I guess Desnoyers could go there. I wouldn't be shocked if they take a big swing at someone like McQueen. Like Utah doesn't know hockey. They won't be upset if their team gets a bust. Like whatever.
Yeah, fucking Mormons.
Yeah. All right. Anything else here before we just close it out here before Game 6?
Well, one question I have for you is: did you notice anything about the 6 selections for the United States Olympic team?
I didn't even look at them. I saw both Kachucks. Who else?
Kachucks, Hughes, McAvoy, Eichel, and Matthews. Who is missing?
Is there a defenseman missing?
I got to credit both Nick Krippers was on this. Jamie Dodd from Canucks Talk was on this. Connor Hellebuyck, the MVP of the fucking league, is not selected to be for 6 of the American Olympic team. And
did any countries announce a goalie at least?
Yeah, there were 2.
Okay.
Latvia took 2. Sweden? No, I don't know. The Finns took what's his name? Saros, I think. Yeah.
How do you not take Hellebuyck? Hellebuyck?
That just solidifies my outrage over him being selected as the heart. Like he's not even selected to the for 6. Yeah. Like McAvoy over Hellebuyck even. So that I just thought that was kind of funny in a bad way, dark way.
Well, I thought you were going to say Eichel wasn't selected. I'm like, our boy Eichel there.
Yeah, no. He there's too smart for that. Even Minnesota guy like Garen.
You got any thoughts on where Marner goes? I think Canada has some odds out for some books have some odds out for his next team, and Vegas seems to be the favorite right now, which I mentioned a few months ago, and you said no way.
No, I didn't say no way. I said it wasn't the favorite. I thought it was more like Chicago or Utah.
Carolina maybe. I don't know if he'd play that style, but he's good defensively.
There was almost a trade for him, right? For Rantanen, so they do want him, I guess. But yeah, the Vegas, I think this is a good shout now, but I really don't know. Like I said last week, that it'll entirely depend on what Marner wants to do because, I mean, Vegas, I guess they would have to do a lot of cap surgery in order to fit him in there. But otherwise, a lot of teams do have the space, especially like Utah or Anaheim, although they love taking on the Rangers cap liabilities for whatever reason. Okay. Yeah. I would love it if he goes to Boston or Montreal just for the drama of it, but probably not.
I saw someone said like he might consider like Ottawa. Like imagine him and like Marchand going to Ottawa and just tormenting Toronto. Marchand's going to get a huge payday now too. I saw he's getting like 3 or 4 years, $7 million.
Of course, we're getting all excited. Oh, we're going to get Marchand and all this, but I really doubt he goes there because they can't afford what he's going to ask because he feels that he's been underpaid for like the past decade or whatever. Yeah. But now he gets one more contract most likely, and then he'll want as much money as possible, and the Leafs won't be the team to give him that contract.
Yeah, I also saw Bo Byram's name is out there. Apparently, he wants to be a Canuck, so that could be a interesting second pair guy behind Quinn Hughes. Yeah,
I think he's from Vancouver, BC anyway.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll discuss this here. I mean, still half of the month of June left, so I'm probably going to go live tomorrow night after the game, no matter what, either with Joel or with the flagship podcast, as long as it's not too late. So keep an eye on our Twitter at HockeySGPN for details there. And, of course, in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord.
Most likely Wednesday for me.
Yeah, I figured Wednesday's an off day. We can have sober thoughts, see some live movement and whatnot. So
exactly.
So we'll do Wednesday there. All right. Anything else before we close it out?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Oh, I forgot to do the puck buck bets for last game. I have that tab open here. I had Bennett goal, 2-1 that hit. I had draw that did not hit. Bouchard 4 shots, 6 shots. Both of those didn't hit. So I went down 5 puck bucks there. Believe you only added some Oilers Cup, and I think you added another Conn Smythe as well. But it's
not last show, previous show.
Oh, Bennett. Okay. Yeah, so there's the puck bucks there.
One more. Just give me the under.
You're taking the under.
6.5 minus 20 puck bucks.
Was it? What's it? Minus 120?
Yeah.
Puck bucks. All right. I got to take something to that. Give me Florida puck line. What was that? Minus plus 1.
Plus 160. What you said?
I still have it open somewhere. Plus 160. Yes. It's 160. Put 15 puck bucks on that. There's puck buck bets at the 37-minute mark of the YouTube video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe while you are there. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Meyer. You can find me cheering on the Thunder as usual. Also, the implied odds of minus 55 is 61%.
There we go. All right. See ya.